Hey guys, what's going on? This is Songwriter, your host for Profiling Passionate People. We have another passionate person who comes from us, from her home right here in Los Angeles, but how she got to her success level as it is right now. I'm gonna let her talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in right here.
Why, thank you.
One of my good longtime friends here, Miss Amanda Rea.
Hello,
Look great as
hello.
always. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing really good right now. I feel like it's beautiful weather outside. You and I are
Of
here
course.
talking. We got it in this week.
Of course, of course. So, singer, songwriter, actress. I mean, you're just a triple threat and probably
Basketball
many
player.
basketball
Nah,
player.
just
There you
kidding.
go. But so as we talked about earlier, we're gonna jump right into your passion, and hopefully, people will take your story and feel motivated and
Yeah.
and just take something away from this. But so again, singer, songwriter, actress, and everything as you are. You actually got started being spotlighted like really early, like in what, 10, 11, 12 years old or so, back home in Staten Island?
It was actually Long Island. Staten
Long
Island's
Island, I'm
not too
sorry.
far though. No, it's all good.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually started, I knew that I wanted to do film and TV, but mainly music at even one. Honestly, I sang myself happy birthday when I was 1 year old. So what are you gonna do? It's
Oh,
like I mean, I knew I wanted to do it for so long.
something
And
was in the works.
something was in the works. Yeah. And then I just started around, yeah, like 12, 13 years old, putting out music.
Great. And so, I mean, we're talking about, social media is what it is now, and people can be doing, some dances and stuff like that, and,
Yeah.
instantly get like a million followers. You started singing and got noticed off of like some of your demos on MySpace. Is that correct?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I know it's crazy to think because now I think it's so hard to even get noticed on a platform like TikTok with everything going on. There's so many people and there's so much talent. But right when MySpace music came out, I hopped right on there. I was working at a restaurant, working as a waitress, and I saved up around $1,500 for a song. I went to a producer in New York City, and I knew that I wanted to work with him because I was like online looking up different producers and just kind of checking their credits. And I knew that he worked with Britney Spears, and I loved Britney at the time. So I was like, I
Wow.
wanted to hook up with him. And so my mom met him at the time. I went into the city and I just kind of had a consultation and said, listen, I want to write my own song and I'm going to post it online and I want to get, attention of producers so I could make a demo. The whole
Yeah.
goal of that was to make a demo, which is 3 to 4 songs, and then you shop it and
Yeah.
try to get a record deal. So I was working at the restaurant. I saved up the money, went in with my mom, and he played, I think, about 4 or 5 songs from his catalog. And I knew like on the 5th song, I was like, this is the one that I want to use for my job. And so
Yeah.
I recorded it and I posted it on MySpace. And about 6 to 8 weeks after that, Jason Nevins, who is a producer on Long Island, and he remixes a lot of Stars songs. Um,
Yeah.
he reached out to me and was like, I have connections with record labels. I would love to bring you in to record a couple songs and then we'll go from
Wow.
there. So he kind of shopped my music and helped me get a record deal with Sony ATV at the time. And yeah, it changed a lot of things for me because
Wait, hold on. You just said Sony? Like Sony Sony?
yeah, Sony ATV. So it was the publishing side.
Hey. Yeah.
And I I didn't really understand like what was gonna happen. I mean, they signed me for 5 years and then it escalated to, not, I mean, I I recorded an album.
Uh-huh.
So that was a lot of fun. I got to go to London. I did a music video. I remixed a lot of songs,
Wow.
but I wasn't writing. So if that makes sense, like I wasn't really being
Yeah.
creative, even though I was getting a lot of studio time in and really doing a lot of vocal work.
Yeah. And showing off your voice too,
Yeah,
so people can get a taste of how you sound.
right. And yeah, it was a great experience. Also, like my dad had passed away the year before that happened,
Oh,
that I got signed. So like getting the sign on and everything and having that happen really just like helped me a lot and just focus on what I love to do. Um but yeah, it was an amazing experience with Sony. I still have the connections with them, and I'm hoping that right now I'm starting to write more music and it's become more prominent in my life. So I'm hoping that maybe I can go back to the music side of things. I wrote a song for an artist recently that just got signed.
There you
And
go.
we shall see. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I've known you again for 3, 4 years now, and I've heard your voice. And guys, if when she does put this music out, listen to the lyrics, listen to her voice. It's very soothing. So,
Thank
I'm
you,
very happy
Solomon.
for you. So, when did you decide to make that transition into the acting side after this time with the singing?
I would say, I always knew I wanted to do the acting stuff. So it kind of was like in the background, and I was still, knowing that I wanted to do that. But it happened like, I would say 2012, I started taking it seriously, because someone once told me you have to either choose one or the other and really focus on it. And I didn't really believe in that. But then once I did focus on just the music and then did focus on just the acting, it did work.
Yeah.
So I started focusing on acting, and I completely left the music behind, even though I was really hurt that, it didn't work out. It was still a great experience and learning experience. And like I said, the fact that I even got signed, like I was so thankful that I even like had that run.
Yeah, counting those blessings.
Yeah.
So what was going on during like that downtime? And obviously you had mentioned, probably discouraged for a good minute, but you obviously got yourself back up. You got to where you're at. You got that
Yeah.
motivation. So how was that transition?
It was good because I ended up going to cosmetology school.
Okay.
So I focused on that for a year. I was working at the hair salon. I was doing hair extensions. I was also working at the restaurant. So I was really busy with that. And then right away I got a commercial agent. My ex-boyfriend at the time had a commercial agent, and he referred me to her, and I was friends with like her son. So it all worked out. It was really nice. And she would send me on random auditions in the city. So I would like hop on the train, go to the city. And then I ended up living in Manhattan. So yeah, I was still pursuing it, but I was also just trying to make money and save up because I knew I wanted to move to LA. And then I ended up moving to LA, and I stayed with a girlfriend of mine for a year, no, like half a year, because I moved back to New York. So I stayed with her for 6 months, got a waitressing job just to see if I liked it out here. And then I moved back with her for like another 6 months, and then I got my own place. And yeah, I mean, living in LA was the best thing I could have done, especially for acting, because I was going on auditions in New York with the cosmetology stuff, but because
Yeah.
the hair salon, they needed me, you know, I can't miss a day at the salon. Like it was that's an important job.
Yeah.
So I had to quit the hair industry and kind of just live off of no money really, and like living out of my car at one point, and like
Wow.
waitressing and like not having enough. So a lot happened. And the only reason why I lived out of my car was because a termite infestation happened at my apartment. So it wasn't like, I was like down, like I didn't really have anything going on. I was working, but I couldn't, live there for a month or
Yeah.
two. So
I mean, the
just things
fact
happen.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you took that leap and you went from coast to coast to
Yeah.
pursue a dream, and we're going to dive into your acting career right now. But the fact that you took that leap of faith, and obviously it's paid off. You're still here in Los Angeles, you're still
Yep.
doing your thing. You got that roof over your head now. You are
Definitely. Thank you, God.
successful. Yeah, thank you God for that one. So, so tell us, I see Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on your IMDb, Girl Boss in 2016, and then obviously we'll tap into one of my favorite series here in a second. So jumping in to the LA scene now you're involved with some acting gigs. How was it during that time for you?
Yeah. During that time, I mean, it's just been a roller coaster of time and events as far as acting goes. You know, there's a lot of commitment when it comes to acting. You have to start off by taking those background jobs. I
Yeah.
still sometimes do those background jobs on commercials. It's still a paycheck and you're still on set.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Um, I, started doing background actually in New York, and then I got my SAG invitation to join the unions just in time for when I moved out here. So right away, I hopped into the union. I was working background a lot,
Yeah.
also with like along with waitressing, but mainly just doing background gigs for a really long time. And then that turned into some print modeling. I didn't really like, I mean, modeling never really like it happened for me, but it was more like downtown LA fashion modeling, like not like magazines and stuff, you know, like it was just kind of like making money on the side doing that downtown LA, like for catalogs, like simple stuff. So I was kind of like dipping into, you know, different avenues all over, and auditioning. It was really hard to get a manager and an agent out here. You know, I told
Yeah.
you I had that commercial agent in New York, but this was a whole different ball game. It was actually really hard to get an agent. I just got a manager, I think I told you, like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I had another manager prior to that, but you know, as far as film and TV go,
Yeah.
this was like, it's totally different. It's really hard.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. I mean, I always say like anything can come up in this industry, so just be prepared.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm preparing myself, because any given moment, anything can happen, good or bad, you know.
Yeah, and just studying your career, being a fan of your career. We met
Right.
when you were in your peak with the show Ballers, working
Mhm.
alongside Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That went on for
Yeah.
several episodes. You played one of the love interests of one of the characters there.
Mhm.
How was it seeing Dwayne and that whole set? I already know some of the stories, but the viewers would
Yeah.
love to hear like how your time was with the HBO show Ballers.
Yeah, Bowlers definitely changed my life. I auditioned for that show 4 times, and on the fourth time I auditioned, it was one line, it was one sentence. And I think the role of the girl didn't really have a name, it was just Hot Blonde. And
Yeah.
so I did the line, I left, and I went to Long Island to see my family because I already had planned, I think it was someone's birthday. Yeah, it was my cousin's birthday. And I got the call when I was with my cousins and my family, and they were just like, you know, you have to come back. So I flew back the day after, and it was a one liner that turned into a role, which is, you know, it's like a 50-50 thing in Hollywood. I don't, either things happen like that or they don't.
Yeah.
So I was like blown away by that, you know, it definitely, it was a humbling experience. I learned so much from the job. I was on there, I think, for 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think we filmed around eight episodes. And yeah, I mean, just like working, like just being there every day, I was like, wow, I'm not an extra. Like I was looking around, like, this is really happening. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Going to your
yeah,
character chair and getting all pampered and everything
yeah,
before.
yeah.
That's so cool.
It's so awesome. And, you know, even if you're on set for like 14, 15 hours, it doesn't matter because you got to love what you do. And I definitely loved being there. So,
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about, sowing in those good vibes and just
yeah.
seeing good people like yourself getting blessed in those opportunities and seeing good things happen on and off the show. Again,
Mhm.
you're a dear friend to me, and, I'm just happy to see that. So, again, how was seeing The Rock every so often? How,
You
how
know,
was how
like,
was that interaction?
to be honest, I never saw him because his makeup,
Really?
yeah, his trailer was probably not near, or maybe it was near ours, but
Yeah.
he got his makeup done in a different trailer. So I never got to see him, but my father was always a fan of his. And growing up, I think I told you, like, we used to go to the like the WWE shows,
Hmm.
so the monster truck shows and everything, and we would always go see The Rock. I remember seeing him as a child. So I kind of felt like, you know, was somehow connected in the heavenly realm, that I was working on the same, you know, the show that of someone that my father really looked up to.
Yeah.
But I never got to meet him. Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. And I mean, obviously, Bothers, it had a
Yeah.
great running when it did. You obviously played your part right there.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, just seeing the perseverance, just
Mhm.
hearing your story, even before the show, just knowing you personally, like I said, just seeing good things happen to good people. I'm glad to see that you're in the position that you're at. I know that you're
And
working
same to
on.
you.
I appreciate that. I know that you're working on some projects upcoming here soon, so hopefully we'll
Yeah.
be seeing you on
Hopefully.
on social medias. I'll be posting your social media, all that
Thank
info,
you.
so everyone can go check her out.
Thanks.
Until then, Amanda, again, really appreciate you coming on here,
Thank
spreading
you.
your voice of wisdom there. But
I'm gonna have
um,
to interview you next time, maybe. Someone's got to
hey,
interview you. You got a whole story. So maybe we could do something where I come on and a little 15-minute interview. Yeah.
yeah, that would be absolutely great.
Yeah.
But so until then, we're gonna sign off here, guys. This is Solomon with Amanda, and this is Profiling Passionate People. You guys take care and see you on the next episode.
See ya.